We're going to start today with Frank Cordaro, who's from out of town here, and he has come graciously to speak to us today. And I want to start with him. He gave a great speech yesterday, and he was arrested yesterday in the street here when they decided to revoke our permit because they thought that a peace sign was some kind of terrorist symbol. Let's welcome Frank Cordaro, please.
Yeah, that's right. I'm Frank Cordaro from the Des Moines Catholic worker community. Yeah, the Catholic worker movement is a lay, radical movement in the Catholic Church. I know that sounds hard to believe, but there are radical lay folks in the church. This is a movement started in the 30s by a woman named Dorothy Day and a guy named Peter Morin. And our movement, we are known for the works of mercy. We're folks who live with the poor, feed them, home them, clothe them. There are about 150 communities all over the country. We're personalists, so we're not incorporated, we're not a non-profit. Translated politically, we are Christian anarchists. And we are pacifists. That's right, Catholic workers are pacifists. And we're not laid-back pacifists. We're militant in your face pacifists. We take the struggle for peace out of our houses into the streets and onto the military bases of this country. And that is why I was asked to come and speak at a forum last night to your peace community. And I'm the kind of out-of-town expert about civil disobedience and resistance. And I could not have set up this talk any better than what we did yesterday afternoon at the St. Patrick's Parade. I must tell you, it was a great privilege of mine to be with those folks who were holding those signs that said peace, that had their t-shirts that said peace, that were sponsored by a bookstore, dangerous organization. And we were stopped and we were determined not good enough for this parade, a parade that I saw politicians, both of the Democratic and the Republican side, a parade that I saw military personnel in full regalia, a parade that I saw young people dressed up as little military people, plain soldiers, guns and weapons and symbols of war all over the place. But we had the audacity to have on our shirts peace. And we were not accepted, even though we had a permit. So what was so exciting about this, none of us thought we were going to get busted when we started. It was supposed to be low-key. But when it did happen, the people in that group had the good sense of mind and presence and history to know when their civil rights are being absolutely destroyed and the police are overreacting. And seven of us were fortunate enough to be busted on that day. And we made the parade, and we brought back to Colorado Springs the whole idea of, hey, wake up! You can't let the police do this. And I was greatly privileged, and it looks like if we do have a trial, I'm going to be privileged again to come back. So, you know, in my career, I was an active priest for the Diocese of Des Moines, but that didn't stop my resistance life. And at one point in my ministry, one of my parishioners came up to me and said, "Father, do you have to do civil disobedience?" And I said, "No, you don't have to do civil disobedience, but it's the American way. It's what we do as Americans when we want to see things change. It's as American and as patriotic as mom's apple pie. Dissent in protest is the backbone of what America is all about, starting with the American Revolution. There hasn't been one social improvement in this country without people beginning to get out in the streets, exercising their rights of free speech and dissent, protesting and getting busted. That is how change happens in this country. And every time you hear that military lie that it's those folks who are saving our freedoms, they got it all wrong, folks. I see a lot of women out here. I do not know of one military adventure, one general that won you the right to vote in this country. So when you hear people telling you that it's the military that saved us and given us our freedom, they got it all wrong. And let them know that. They tell us in philosophy long ago, Greek philosophers said the first casualty of any war is the truth. You know, if the truth made any difference at all in this current war we were in, we wouldn't have been in it in the first place. This war was started on lies, as all wars are. Now, wars start on lies, they continue on blood. They continue on blood. Now, in my state, over 10,000 Iowans have left the state of Iowa to go fight in these wars. Husbands, wives, fathers, sons, daughters. People who've left their homes, their families, their jobs, left the state months on end, put themselves in harm's way. Many of them come back to our state wounded, physically and mentally. Some, as many as over 50, have made the ultimate sacrifice of coming back in boxes. And folks, that kind of sacrifice, that kind of human equity and personal sacrifice has to be respected. Even though it's misguided, even though they were lied to. Wars are continued on blood. And the war makers, they put it all out on the line. But when it comes to peacemaking, we peacemakers have to start measuring our commitment for peace by the measure in which our friends on the other side have put their lives on the line. Now is the time. There are few times in history when we, the people, can make a real difference in this old American tradition of dissent and protest, resistance and civil disobedience. It may not seem this way, but the war makers are on the run right now. They've run out of lies. They've run out of excuses. And the American people are catching on to it. Now is the time for the peace folks to act up, to take a risk for peace, to get busted for peace. Try it. You'll like it. God bless you.